So, if you see a plane up in the clouds, it might not be just carrying passengers. It could be. But the KC-135 Stratotanker. It isn't just any plane. This, my friends, is a flying gas station 30,000 feet above the Earth. The KC-135 is capable of refueling other aircraft. Buckle up, aviation enthusiasts, because we're taking a high-octane journey there through the through the history of the KC-135 Stratotanker, the legendary aircraft that's been keeping jets fueled and missions on track for nearly 70 years. Imagine a world where fighter jets couldn't fly far without needing a pit stop. That was the reality before the KC-135. Missions were limited, ambitions were grounded, and global reach was a pipe dream. In 1957, everything changed. The KC-135, the Air Force's first jet-powered aerial tanker, took to the skies. It was a game changer. Suddenly, fighters and bombers could stay airborne for as long as they needed, extending their range and multiplying their effectiveness. With the KC-135, missions that were once impossible became routine. Long-range bombing runs, global deployments, and rapid response to international threats, all thanks to this aerial gas station. The KC-135 isn't just about extending range, it's about extending American power. From the Cold War to the War on Terror, this aircraft has been a vital part of US military projection around the world. Believe it or not, the KC-135 is still going strong. With constant upgrades and improvements, these aircraft are expected to fly well into the 2040s. The KC-135 Stratotanker, a testament to American ingenuity, a symbol of global reach, and a legend that continues to soar. So next time you see a fighter jet streaking across the sky, remember the unsung hero behind it, the flying gas station that's been refueling history itself for nearly 7 decades. The KC-135 story began in the 1950s, when it was first outfitted with Pratt & Whitney J57 turbofan engines. These powerful beasts delivered to the juice for those early Cold War missions, but they weren't the most efficient. Enter the CFM56 turbofan engines, the current kings of the KC-135 engine bay. These high-bypass turbofan engines are the workhorses of the modern KC-135 fleet. Each one generates over 21,000 pounds of the thrust, enough to launch this 300,000-pound behemoth into the sky. But it's not just about raw power. These engines are fuel efficient, reducing operating costs and extending the KC-135's range. Air is sucked in by the massive fan at the front, then compressed by a series of stages. Fuel is injected and ignited, creating hot gases that propel the turbine blades. These blades, in turn, spin the compressor and the fan, generating thrust. It's a symphony of mechanics, keeping the KC-135 aloft and ready to refuel thirsty jets. These engines aren't just about specs and numbers, and they're about extending the reach of American air power, enabling fighter jets to fly farther, strike harder, and return home safely. They're about supporting humanitarian missions, delivering vital supplies to disaster zones. They're about the countless hours spent patrolling the skies, keeping the world safe. Even after 6 decades, the KC-135 isn't resting on its laurels. The Air Force is constantly working to improve its capabilities, and that includes upgrading the engines. The new GE Aviation CF-34 engines promise even greater efficiency and range, ensuring the KC-135 remains a vital part of the American air arsenal for years to come. We're diving into the heart of the KC-135 Stratotanker, exploring what truly sets it apart from any other aircraft. Picture this, a 28-foot-long pole, aptly named the Boom, gracefully extending from the belly of the tanker, reaching out up to an incredible 40 feet. As this engineering masterpiece soars through the destroyers at speeds surpassing 500 miles per hour, it connects with other aircraft, effortlessly transferring fuel in midair. Prepare to be amazed, because of the rate at which this refueling occurs is mind-boggling. A staggering 600 gallons of fuel flow through the boom per minute. That's more than the average family car consumes in an entire year. In fact, the KC-135's boom can transfer more fuel in a mere 8 minutes than an entire gas station pumps in a full day. Now, that's efficiency at its finest. But here's where it gets even more impressive. The boom is not limited to just one type of aircraft. Equipped with a specially designed drogue, resembling a shuttlecock, the KC-135 can refuel planes that lack a vertically mounted fuel receptacle. This means that, in addition to serving the US Air Force, this awe-inspiring tanker also supports the Navy, Marine Corps, and our allied nations. Now let's take a peek inside the action. To orchestrate this delicate ballet of fuel transfer, the KC-135 is equipped with a state-of-the-art boom pod at the rear of the aircraft. Within this pod, a single boom operator takes control. Picture this. Lying in a flat, prone position, the boom operator becomes the conductor of this aerial symphony. They communicate with the receiver pilot and skillfully maneuver the boom, ensuring it aligns perfectly for a seamless transfer. It's safe to say that the KC-135 boom operator has one of the most extraordinary offices in the world. With breathtaking views that stretch beyond the imagination, their workplace is the envy of many. While the Air Force offers a multitude of unique jobs, this one, in particular, combines adrenaline-pumping action with awe-inspiring vistas.